Welcome to No Fun Channel. I'm Felix, and today I did not work out. Yesterday I was able to do 2 miles again, but today when I got up, my calves did not want to function properly. I was having trouble walking, so I really pushed myself to get that 2 miles in again. So tomorrow I'm going to try to walk and hopefully get another 2 miles in. So I was hoping to go work out today, but it just was not in the cards. I am trying to push myself, but clearly I pushed a little too hard because it hurt to walk around the house. And it's just like, wow, I really went for it. Because when I did the 2 miles before, I was sore afterwards. And I pushed through it again today. But I think the reason I was able to push through it easier today is because the new shoes. So new shoes are working out definitely. So I'm going to have to be mindful of my shoes when I go to work out. And I also wore my new shoes to go grocery shopping. We went grocery shopping one day as our workout because we knew we were going to be there for a while. So I was like, I'm going to wear my new shoes. And she wore her shoes. And I still had lower back pains. I think it was mainly from the stopping and constantly having to stop and stand there. But it wasn't as bad, so I will give them that. The shoes aren't really meant to just stand around in. They're meant to move in. So as long as I was moving, I was fine. But if I had to stop and stand for a long period of time, anyone's been shopping with someone who likes to go up and down every aisle understands what I'm talking about, because you're just going to be standing there for a moment while they go up and down every aisle and look when this is not necessary. But yeah, so my goal tomorrow is to work out. If we don't go for a walk, at least maybe go to the gym, because we haven't been doing the gym. We've just been walking. She likes to walk. So I was like, well, I need to lose the fat first. So if I can get rid of fat first, then my goal would be to hit the weights hard. But yeah, I just want to get the weight off, really, is my main goal. Getting ripped is secondary. But I am still doing my 10 push-ups. So as long as I keep doing that, I should be good. I have weights at home. I keep forgetting I have these weights. So I'm going to start working out at home too. And just do that at least. Work out my arms and upper body. I probably won't do any leg exercises because I've noticed if I do leg exercises and try to go do my 2 miles, I can barely do a mile. So I'm going to leave the leg exercises alone for right now and see what happens. Because I feel fantastic when I do the 2 miles. I mean, physically I don't, but mentally it's so uplifting. Feels so good. And it's like, I did 2 miles. And it just puts some smile on my face. I haven't been able to walk like that in a long time. And now one day we went to the track because the 2 miles I did at the park, but one day we went to the track and halfway around the track, I was able to jog I was able to jog halfway around the track, and I had tried to do that before. That's when I had the bad shoes and I couldn't do it. This time I had the good shoes and I was able to do it, and I felt fantastic. Mentally, physically, I was exhausted and about to pass out. But I just couldn't. I love the feeling I get when I can do something I haven't been able to do in a long time. So hopefully I can keep it up, keep going, and just keep pushing forward. But also I pissed off my doctor because I didn't go pick up my new blood pressure medicine. Basically what happened is a month ago, I went in, probably a few days before I went in, I picked up my blood pressure medicine. I go in and she wants to change it. And I'm thinking, I just picked this up. You could have gave me a heads up or told me not to pick it up, or maybe just give me one refill so that way when I go in, you can determine if I need to switch. It's like, because I did it the first time, like the very first time I had her, we switched. I was like, okay, I'll switch. And we switched again. I was like, this is going to get expensive if I have to keep switching. But this time I was like, yeah, I'm not picking it up. And so when I went in, she's like, oh, you don't know? I was like, no, I didn't pick it up. And I told her because I don't have money to waste like that. So, I mean, there was a full bottle and I wasn't going to waste it. So I finished off that bottle, and tomorrow I'll go pick up my new meds. It's just like, these medical professionals don't realize we're broke. This is a broke country when it comes to medicine and stuff like that. We got to choose. And I chose not to waste the money. And it'd be different if, like I said, if they gave me a heads up saying, hey, don't pick up the prescription, or just give me one refill on it. Or just one pickup on it and no refills. But that's not what happened. So But I'll start it tomorrow and see how I feel. I mean, right now I feel fine. She said it was actually higher, but it's lower than what it's been. It's best I can. I don't know what she's trying to get it down to, but I don't think my blood pressure is going to go down till I lose this weight. And I'm working on that. So that's my biggest goal, is to get this weight off. But I just got to keep moving, keep working on it, and stay focused. Like I keep telling myself, I didn't gain the weight overnight. I'm not going to lose it overnight. Would I like to lose it overnight? Of course. And what I might try to do a jog again. I like going to the track because it's easier to jog at the track than at the park. And also, at the park, there's definitely going to be people there, and I don't want to be jogging in front with everything bouncing around, all my fat swinging and stuff. Usually at the track, there's no one around. So there's that. But with those new shoes are working out fantastic. I'm loving them. I keep making sure I put them up somewhere or they don't get messed up. But I do need to sit down and evaluate what I got here to work out with and just start working out. Get back into that again, working out at home. And like I said, I'll just do upper body, focus on that, do my arms, chest, shoulders, do some neck exercises. I'll just focus on that and go from there. But I need to get driven when it comes to working out. And I won't lie, it gets frustrating. But I just got to keep in mind myself, if you didn't gain the weight overnight, you're not going to lose it overnight. So just keep pushing forward. And I still stand by the fact that I think my wife is sabotaging me. Because it seems like every time I try to eat good, she comes up with this excuse. Oh, we'll start Monday. It's like, and there's been times more and more where I'm just like, she wants to order out. I'm like, you just get what you want. I don't want anything. I'm going to eat in. And so I've been doing that more. And speaking of eating in, we tried a new place. And yeah, it wasn't good. I got wings, wontons, and pork belly fried rice. The pork belly was dried out, and it wasn't that much pork belly. And the wings were salty. It's supposed to be like Korean barbecue. It was salty. I took a bite. I had to spit it out. I like salt, but I had to spit it out. My daughter's like, "Are you crying?" I was like, "I think I am." I was like, that was a lot of salt for that one bite. So I ended up throwing it away. And I didn't like the flavor of the barbecue. So it's like, I don't think this is Korean barbecue. I think it's just, these are just people who said it was Korean barbecue. But yeah, it was not good. My son didn't like his stuff. My wife didn't like her stuff. My daughter liked her stuff, I believe. But overall, the best part of the meals were the drinks. But yeah, I always try not to turn my nose up on new stuff. And then you spend all that money. It's like, I just wasted all that money on this crap. Which is one of the reasons I hate trying new stuff. But I try to try new stuff when it comes to food. But then you get a situation like this and you realize you should have just not. But yeah, overall, the food was not good. The weird thing is my son got a pork belly ramen. And the pork belly in his were actually pretty good. I think if I got noodles or a soup, the pork belly would have been all right. Because like I said, mine was dried out. So whoever's cooking the pork belly doesn't know how to fix it. Because it wasn't moist. It wasn't anything. It was just dried out pork belly. And it was horrible. But, yeah. We tried to try something new. Didn't work out. We know not to order from there anymore. One of the things I've been thinking about with my podcast, that I wanted to add segments. I need to sit down and come up with a segment. Like I was doing news stuff from Yahoo, but there's nothing there I want to talk about. So I think I was trying to not do Reddit stories, but I need to come up with something. I want to add a segment to it, but I'm not sure what. Because like the Who Am I get that from Shits and Gigs, but they're not doing that consistently, so I can't rely on that. And I don't know what else to do right now, so maybe this weekend I'll sit down and think about some kind of segment to add to this. And a couple segments, so that way it help fill out the time. But that's something I definitely want to do. Like I said, I thought about doing the Am I the A-hole? And some other just some stories and stuff. And I even thought about telling stories on here, just to tell a story, add it as part of the segment. But I kind of don't want to have to sit down to create a story each podcast. So that's why I was thinking, am I the a-hole? So maybe I will just do it. 'Cause there are times I'll read those stories and, well, like just now, there's a story on TikTok that there's 3 different versions of the story. And it's like, the first time I heard it, it was kind of weird. Neighbor said the person approached them. They texted the neighbor, said, hey, your fence is actually on my side. And can you move it? And the neighbor just took the fence down. And they're like, hey, when you're putting up a new fence, they're like, I'm not. You want a fence, you need to put it up. And for me, it was like, okay, I get it. Well, the fence was on the other person's property. So me, personally, I probably would have said, hey, you need to move your fence or take it down. Or pay me for the property. You can buy the property that your fence is sitting on, and we'll call it a day. So I'll give them those options, and then move the fence, take it down, or buy the property. Those are your 3 options. But the story is that the neighbor who asked for the fence to be taken down or moved wants the fence put back up because she can't let her dog out. Here's my thing. You should have thought of that ahead of time. No matter how that's, because the other 2 stories still have it that the woman wanted the person to put this fence back up. But they have it, each time I hear the story, it has the woman getting madder and meaner each time. Like she becomes a bigger and bigger Karen. But it's like, the first one, I don't think she realized. The first one sounded more innocent. And it was from her point of view where she thought he would just put up a new fence. Because doing a nice fence is not cheap. So it's one thing to take it down. Anyone can take it down. But putting up a good one, especially if you went done correctly, it's not cheap. So my whole thing was, before I took it down, I would have told her, said, hey, I'll take it down, but I'm not paying to have one put back up. If you want to have a fence, you'll have to pay for it. And that's just me. I would have told them ahead of time. But also, the whole scenario behind it is that the original person who lived next door to the guy who owned the fence, they just shook hands and eyeballed the property line. They didn't actually do a survey. So that's his fault too. So, like I said, you eyeballed it, so now you got to pay the cost for it. So you can get mad all you like. You put a fence on my property, get it off. But yeah, so maybe I will do the am I the ass or a-hole, and I can sit here to answer the questions. I can make that part of my segment. I might do that. Maybe I'll do that now. I'll do it next podcast because I want to find the. I like to find one on YouTube. There's plenty on YouTube. I can go get them. And that's something else I want to do. I want to do react videos to it as well. So I could do more than one. Because I wanted my react videos to be reacting to different things, not just laughing or serious stuff. So I'll do all the above. I'm going to go find me some of those stories. I'll find a good site and react to the videos. So I think I'm good to go on my react videos now. I'm going to try to record 3 more and post them. My goal is to, and I'm going to put a link to my react videos in here as well. I need to make some shorts for the react video, post those on here, on this channel to let people know about it. But, I started to know this TikTok, but I just realized that TikTok is brand new, so no one's going to see it. So I need to make shorts. So I need to get rid of the other TikTok again. I think I didn't, that was before the last podcast. So I was trying to create a new TikTok for my React channel and ended up creating 2 TikToks. I logged in with my Facebook account. The Facebook account on my phone was one TikTok and on my computer was a completely different one. But I only have one Facebook account. And I don't know why I created 2 separate TikTok accounts. And if you go into my Facebook account, it showed 2 separate TikTok accounts I was logging into with the Facebook. And at one point, I actually got locked out of the one on the PC, and I managed to delete the one on my phone. Then I finally got back into the one on the PC and just deleted it. And then I created a Gmail account, and now it's like, I don't need that TikTok. Well, I'll keep it, and I'll post on it as well. You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll post shorts That's something else I was thinking about. I was going to post videos on there as well because they're not that long. But then I realized some may be longer. So I'll just do shorts and post them on the TikTok and then on YouTube, kind of advertise it. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I really did enjoy the React channel part of it. They were easy to edit videos. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to keep doing the React. Now, the sci-fi, I also need to make 3 sci-fi videos so I can get ahead. I got one up that I just posted. So I got one ready to go, and I need to make 3 more so that way I can be ahead. That's my goal, is to get ahead and stay ahead. So that's why I need to make as many React videos as I can, so that way I can almost have one posted every day. So that'll definitely get things going on the React channel. And then I finally made some podcast shorts and posted them. Posted 2 of them. I need to, when this one's done, I'll make a short for this one. I was going back and do the other ones. I was like, I'll just go from this forward. I'll worry about going back later. I didn't make one for the last one. This is podcast number 23. I don't even know what number I'm on right now. But I'll go back and check and make it short for the last one too. But I think I am enjoying doing this stuff. I do get burned out. It's mainly because my energy keeps dipping, and I just need to get my energy up, lose the weight. I think if I get the weight off, I can get my energy up, because the fat does slow you down. So if I can just get that off, I think I'll be good to go. But I'm hanging in there. I'm just doing things one day at a time, and I don't know. I don't know, man, because even now I'm tired. I wasn't going to do the podcast, but I said, nah, go ahead and do it. And then I had some things ready to go, and I'm going over things I want to talk about. And I think I said this probably last 3 podcasts. Like, I'm not even going to worry about how long the podcast is. Try to at least get it to 40, 50 minutes and go from there. There was although that's one thing I was thinking about. Shits and Gigs does like a question of the day. I should see if I can find something like that, a question of the day. Steal some more ideas from them. But maybe in the question of the day, that would also be along the line of, am I the a-hole? So those could be 2 separate segments. Just go see. Because I think they actually asked the question of the day on their Instagram. Of course, I don't have any followers on Instagram because I don't have an Instagram. So, but I should go and see. I'm probably, if I Google something, question of the day, and find something, and I can react to it. I'm sure there's some videos and stuff like that I can add to this podcast. But yeah, they were doing a question of the day, and they had one, or they had the text or text you hate to get, and some were interesting, and some were just like, oh my God, I can't believe that. But so yeah, so I should do something like that. They also used to do a trash news. That's where, like I said, I was doing Yahoo. Let me pull up Yahoo now just to see if there's anything in there. Let's see here. And nothing that really piques my interest. Caitlin Clark, everyone's upset about her treatment in the WNBA. And my whole thing is, why? And here's why I say that. She's a rookie. In the NBA, if you're a rookie, they treat you like crap. And that's all that's going on in the WNBA. They're giving her the same treatment a man would. And that's why when I heard this, like, I don't get it. And also, I don't know what they were expecting from her, actually, in the WNBA. She's a rookie playing against veterans. So, yeah, she's going to get banged up. She's going to get knocked out. She's got to earn their respect. She's not just going to automatically get their respect because she's a popular rookie. That's not how that works. If anything, that's going to make her more of a target, which is what happened. So, yeah, if this was just regular NBA, no one would be saying a word. I guarantee no one would say a word. It would just be like, they're a rookie. They're just gonna have to get used to it until they're no longer a rookie. They be saying the rookie has to earn the respect. In the NBA, it's like you got to earn the respect. So WNBA is doing the same thing. She's got to earn the respect. And it's like with anything, any job too. You got to earn the people that's been there a while's respect. And she's new, so I don't get all this people flipping out over it. It's like she's the rookie. They're banging her up like they do a rookie. So I think it's people who never really watched professional basketball. In professional basketball, they get banged around. They get knocked. They get bumped. Sometimes they get into fights. But, yeah, she's a rookie in the WNBA, and they're treating her like one. That's what's happening. At least that's what I've seen so far. I haven't seen anything that says there's no stalking her or anything like that. But then again, they could be stalking her because she's a rookie. And if she's considered a popular rookie, then, yeah, they're gunning for her. They're putting her in her place is basically what it comes down to. So, I guess I did find something to talk about in the news. But yeah, she's a rookie. That's all I can say. She's a rookie and they're treating her like one. So, I don't know what people were expecting. So let's see here. Let's see. Nothing else is popping out at me. Nope. Nope. Oh, Boy Meets World actress pregnant at 54. Why? Let me tell you something. At 54, if I get someone pregnant, I'd probably panic. Like, I am not being a dad at 54. I can imagine being a mom at 54. You got to get birth. So, yeah, that's, for a woman, that can actually be dangerous after a certain age. So, no, thank you. And as a man, I wouldn't want to be a father at 54. So, if I was single and had the money, I'd probably go get snipped. After a certain age, I'd just give up and be like, yeah, I'm not having any kids. Go get snipped and call it a day. Not castrated, but just make sure I can't produce any seeds. After a certain, because I told my wife, we were late 20s, early 30s when we had our daughter. And then 5 years later, my daughter had literally just turned 5. And I told my wife, like, if we don't have a kid by then, no, wait a minute. No, she turned 5 and then her brother was born in a few months later. But before then, it was like, if we don't have a kid before she turns 5, or if you're not pregnant before she turns 5, we're giving up. We'll only have one kid. Well, lucky enough, she got pregnant and had my son. So there's a 5-year gap between the two of them. And because I didn't want a bigger gap than that. I've seen people who have 10-year gaps. It's like, no, 5 years is big enough. Over 5 years, I'm good. But it'd be different if you had one kid after another. Then, yeah, there'd be a 5-year gap between the oldest and the youngest, or the 10-year gap because the oldest and the youngest. But, no, I'm good. I was in my 30s, and I'm good. I don't want any more kids. So I'm so good. So we took care of that and make sure we don't have any more kids, and I'm happy. So even if I became single and I met someone, say if I got divorced and I meet someone and they're like, oh, I want to have a kid. It's like, well, good luck with that. Yeah, because, no, thank you. And she's 54, having a kid. No, thank you. I think she already had a kid. I'm not looking it up. I'm just reading the headlines. And I'm not looking it up. I'm pretty sure she had a kid already. But, oh well. Let's see what else we got. Let's see here. Miley Cyrus. Oh, Miley Cyrus needs closure after Liam Hemsworth divorce. Yeah, those two probably should never got married. I'm looking through here. And so far, Those are the only two things I've noticed. So I'm not finding anything else I want to talk about in the news. I'm scrolling through here. Oh, P. Diddy. Yeah, I'm done with P. Diddy. I was never a huge P. Diddy fan to begin with. Well, not in the news, but something I found interesting is I was watching Shits and Gigs, and they had Central C on there, and I had no clue who he was. I'm not in touch with the rappers, and I really haven't known any rappers are since like Tupac and Biggie, and that was the first time I heard of him was on Shits and Gigs, and then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, he's popping up on my TikToks, YouTube, on my radio, and we got a free trial for XM Radio, and the only song they were playing was J. Cole and Central C. I actually got sick of the song. I was hearing it so many times. It's like, okay, I get it. You guys like Central C, and you want me to like him too. It's like, okay, it's like telling the rap gods to ease off, back up. I get it. But yeah, I will be honest. When I hear British rappers, something got in my eye and made both eyes irritated. But when I hear British rappers, I kind of chuckle. I don't know why. I hear that British accent and it just makes me chuckle. It's probably why I've never been a big fan of British rappers. It's not a matter of not taking them serious. It's just I hear that British accent. It's just like, but I don't know what that's about. But yeah, that's the only time I chuckle when I hear a British accent when they're rapping. If they're singing, I got no problem with it. But when they're rapping, it's like, if for whatever reason, it just tickles me. So, but yeah, I don't know why it makes me laugh. But yeah, the other thing, I finally put my second book out called Intelligent Life. It's about the human race, or it's about the human race in space, and basically meeting aliens. And basically, the premise is they think they're the last to take to space, only to discover they're not the last; they're the first. And I think it's just an interesting take because most sci-fi shows, humans are always the underdog. We're always the last to space. This time, we're the first. And I'll put a link for my book. And then my first book, which is a long title, Dad's Journey Through Space to Hell and Back. Or excuse me, Dad's Journey Home Through Space to Hell and Back. I'll put a link for both books. That one is about a dad who gets kidnapped by aliens and has to fight his way back to home. That one's a little longer. My second book's a little shorter. I need to get started on the third book. I don't know what my third book's going to be. I had a list and I lost it. So lucky me, I lost my list. I was going to work on some animation, never did. But there's some fan fiction I've been wanting to write. But I've been addicted to Babylon 5 right now. I'm on the 5th season. And season 1, I say this repeatedly. Season 1 set up season 2 and 3 and 4 actually. Season 2 set up 3 and 4. Season 3 set up 4. Season 4 tried to set up season 5, like they had a scene, but not really. I won't say it failed. But season 5, overall to me, was like an epilogue. It was an epilogue, but they were still trying to get more out of it, and it just didn't happen. It just wasn't there. They didn't have the same story arc as the first 4 seasons. I think if they had set it up to continue like they did with seasons 1 through 4, with the new captain and just get away from the old crew, I think it would have worked. But now there was an episode, actually. Let me find it, actually. There was an episode. So with season 5, from what I remember, there wasn't a lot of good episodes in my opinion. But there was one that stood out as I'm rewatching it. Right now I'm up to episode 4. No, episode 5. I'm starting episode 5, season 5. But episode 2, The Very Long Night of Londo Mollari. Basically, Londo has a heart attack. At first it looks like he's been poisoned, but it turns out he had a heart attack. And while he's unconscious, he has to fight his demons, basically. He has to own up to all the things he's done. And that was actually a very good scene. A very good episode. And it mostly focuses on him. You know, the title is that. And so, yeah. So there was that scene. But there's some other scenes where, like in the next episode, Lita Alexander, you get to see the treatment she gets. And I remember that. I remember this part also where I felt she was getting treated wrong. They were just treating her like a tool and with no respect. And truth is, if I had her powers, I probably would have fried everyone's synapse. Because it's like, you're just treating me like a tool. You don't care about me. And they didn't. They really didn't care about her. If you watch season 5, actually you get that sense in season 4 too. And then definitely in season 5, you get a sense of they actually don't care about her. And I don't blame her for turning on them. I would have probably fried their synapses, to be honest with you. But like, you're going to treat me like a tool? I'm going to treat you like a tool that's gone bad. But yeah, that was episode 3 is really where you get to see what they think of her. And to me, she was definitely being used as a tool, a weapon that they could use to their advantage. But season 5, it just didn't have that same punch. And I don't know, it just felt off. Like I said, season 5, TNT took it over. And it's quite possible when TNT took it over, they also got new writers. But I did notice something else I hadn't noticed the first time around. The makeup. I think they may have got new makeup artists too, because, like, especially with Jakar, he has these like scales, I guess, on the side of his eye. They were more pronounced. They were lighter, like whiter. I don't remember. And I went back and I was like, they weren't that bright before. So, and also I noticed it looks like they brightened up his lips too, like they put a darker shade of lipstick on him. So there was little things like that. So, but yeah, that episode definitely stood out so far. I'm only on, like I said, I'm on episode 5, and I remember kind of, because the telepath stuff was about to happen. I remember that, and that was handled poorly. You know, I think it could have been better written. I think that didn't go the way I think it should have. Of course, it didn't help the acting. The telepath, with the telepath stuff in Babylon 5, the character Byron, from the moment he first showed up, he gave off this arrogant, I'm better than you attitude. And it was a cult. He created a cult. No matter how you put it, he created a cult, and he liked it. And I think they should kind of focus more on that aspect of it, showing it was a cult, and not a man trying to save his fellow telepath. I think if they had played up that aspect of it, I think I probably would have remembered it better. But then again, this is me trying to call it, and just from what I've seen so far, and he definitely gave off a cult vibe, and I think they should have went with that. Actually, they probably should have got a better actor, to be honest with you. But definitely was a cult vibe he was giving off. But yeah, so I'm on episode 5. This episode 5 is called Learning Curve. I don't know the names. I can't see the name and be like, oh, that's that episode. There are people who can do that, and I'm like, I like shows, but I never memorized the names of the episodes. It's like, more power to you. I can't do that. Oh, but yeah, so far, I mean, it's not like a total write-off. I wouldn't say skip it. Like I said, it's like an I do remember at the end. I was going to say at the end, but There is what's that episode? A View from the Gallery, where they have two workers going around, and you're seeing everything from their point of view, and they come across all the main actors, and they talk about Ivanova leaving because of love, because of this, because of more money. She really did leave the show because of money. She wasn't getting paid, and she wanted more money, and they didn't want to pay her, so she left. But she comes back at the end of the show. But I mean, yeah, if you're not willing to pay me, then why would I stick around? Especially if you find out your co-stars are getting way more money. It's like, I've been here since the beginning. I was in episode 1. Or, was she in episode 1? Either way, she's been there since the beginning. But you guys need to pay me. And if you're not willing to pay me, then there's no reason for me to stick around. So, she bounced. She came back for the last episode, but yeah, I would have left too. But yeah, the fact they had them talking about it is interesting. Now, what's funny is I'm actually not a big fan of that episode. I did find it amusing, but it's like I'm not a big fan of that episode. I also found it annoying. There's just something about it. I can't, even after rewatch it, it's just like, I found it annoying. I found the two guys annoying. And I'm not a big fan of annoying characters. If I find characters annoying, I just can't get into it too much. It had its moments here and there, but overall, it's just like, but yeah, I just can't get into annoying characters. But so there's more Babylon 5. I can put that on the cover again. My last podcast, I put more Babylon 5, so I put more and more Babylon 5. But yeah, I don't know why I just been binge watching Babylon 5. Oh, that's something else. Now, when originally that Deep Space Nine came out, there weren't too many people who were concerned about Sisko being commander. But when Discovery came out and they had the black woman being a commander, it was like, why do all black people got to start off as commanders? I can explain why Sisko started off as a commander. Babylon 5 actually got shopped around, I believe, to Paramount and to other companies before it became Babylon 5. The idea of the space station was shopped around. And then they did the Babylon 5 movie, and then Star Trek did their deep space stuff. So you had Deep Space, Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Babylon 5. That is why it's called Deep Space Nine. It is actually supposed to be Babylon 5. Oh my God, I just got it. I got why the whole storyline of Sisko played out the way it did. I just sat here and it ding. It just dinged for me. The whole him evolving and becoming this energy being. That's what happened to the commander. The commander became Valen and became the leader of the Minbari. So yeah, it just dawned on me that, because of what happened with what happened with Sinclair, that was the same storyline. There was a big war. It is the exact same storyline. They must have pitched the whole thing to him. It's the exact same storyline. Wow. I just realized that. Going to war with an unknown enemy that's more powerful than them. Find out they're an ancient enemy. It's pretty much the same storyline. They figure out how to defeat the enemy. So yeah, that's why Sisko started off as a commander, because that was the storyline. It was supposed to be a commander because it's Commander Sinclair. In this case, it was Commander Sisko. So that's where that comes from. But I think that's interesting. It just all of a sudden clicked for me. Just sitting here thinking about, explaining why he's a commander, and then it's just like that explained everything. Why he went off the way he did at the end of Deep Space Nine. And they even explained more of the name of the show, Deep Space Nine, Babylon 5. But yeah, they shopped around the idea of a space station and making it. Originally, it got turned down, and then here we go. We got Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So we got both of them. So yeah, it is the same storyline. All right, I'm going to call it quits because I'm actually choking I don't know what happened, but my sinuses, maybe it's this microphone. I clean this thing all the time, but maybe there's something that's embedded in it that I can't get out. But every time I get near it, I'm getting sick. So I don't know what else to wash it with. I mean, I've done detergent. I even did like dish soap and hand soap. And it comes clean. It looks like it's coming clean. So if there's some kind of oil or something on it, I don't know. But, yeah, so my goal is to do more React channels, do more sci-fi stuff, and find another show to binge watch. Because the Babylon 5 is about over. But once again, thanks for watching. You guys have a nice day.